Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and do something that not a lot of people, I've at least not seen a lot of people do this. I'm actually going to 100% in the dupe system, SYN SHENRON. Now, SYN SHENRON has become a lot of kind of a meme, because when he first came out, he came out alongside the SCR Omega Shenron. Obviously, SCR Omega Shenron was a crazy good unit. People would get confused, like, oh, yes, I got Omega, and that's, oh, it's SYN SHENRON. He's actually a pretty good unit. Obviously, he's not as good as either the SCR or the physical Omega Shenrons, but the thing about SYN SHENRON here is he links so well with physical Omega that it makes Syn in exchange also a lot better. One of the main reasons I went ahead and 100%ed this guy is for the Extreme Physical Super Battle Road, which as of right now is the only Super Battle Road stage I have not beaten. So I figured 100%ing Syn would really give me a fighting chance, since I do not have dupes for Cooler or Omega Shenron. So let's go ahead, let's see how strong Syn is in a normal stage, and then at a later date I will get into the Super Battle Road runs. Alright guys, so here we are, ready to hop into an event with the brand new 100% in the dupe system SYN SHENRON. Now, I guess another thing to think about is this may have been a pretty bad idea for me to do. Obviously, I did it just to be Super Battle Road, but if you think about it, this SYN SHENRON right now is about 18 months old. So, like, the possibility of a new SYN SHENRON is definitely there. Obviously, SYN SHENRON / Omega Shenron is one of the major villains in the Dragon Ball franchise. Regardless of how you feel about Dragon Ball GT, he is, I would say, the most memorable villain that people think of from Dragon Ball GT. So, you know, it's reasonable that there eventually will be a new SYN SHENRON card, eventually an Omega Shenron LR. You know, there could be a lot of things. Plus, the Shadow Dragon arc really needs to be buffed. They easily could release like a new Super Saiyan 4 Goku or SYN SHENRON or some of the other Shadow Dragons that would make that category very good, but they, for whatever reason, have not decided to do that. So, let's take a look at this guy. This is Agent of Destruction SYN SHENRON. His leader skill is Physical type Attack and Defense 60%. His super attack is the Dark Dragon Slaying Bullet, which does supreme damage to the enemy and greatly lowers their defense. His passive skill, Rampant Bloodlust, is attack 80%, which was pretty good when he first came out, but now that's very, very low. And then he also lowers all enemies' defense by 30%. Unfortunately, lowering defense is not really going to be that big of a deal, but when we look at his links, it's clear why this SYN SHENRON could be so good. His links are Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, GT, Fear and Faith, and Shadow Dragons. Does that sound familiar to y'all? Here is why. If we take a look at physical Omega Shenron, his links are Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, GT, Fear and Faith, Shadow Dragons, and Shocking Speed. In other words, SYN SHENRON and physical Omega Shenron share every link except for Shocking Speed, but they already have GT and Fear and Faith, so they're already going to give each other 4 keys, so the extra 2 keys is not really needed. So they're going to get, in total, 35% attack, 50% attack, and then 65% attack. So this, guys, is why I decided to go ahead and kind of rainbow SYN SHENRON, because not only is Omega going to be getting all of that extra damage, but SYN SHENRON himself is going to be getting all of that extra link damage from Omega himself. So I think in Super Battle Road, that combo could be very, very good. The other thing that I should really point out here is SYN SHENRON has abnormally high defense. If we take a look at him rainbowed, he has 11,000 defense, which is like LR levels of defense. Obviously, that will be very big on Super Battle Road. And I know it's kind of like a, I would say a myth at this point, that defense does nothing on Super Battle Road, but it actually does do a lot. It's just, in a normal event, like a unit with really high defense will take no damage whatsoever, whereas in Super Battle Road, it's the difference between taking 50,000 on normal attack and 20,000 on normal attack, which is still a massive, massive difference. Last two things, his 12 gear multiplier is 135%, which obviously is a little low. Would have liked it better on a unit, but again, he's 18 years old. And he does, of course, have the Shadow Dragon Arc category. They really could buff the hell out of that category, and I think it would make like Omega actually a leader worth running. As of right now, people just straight up do not run Omega Shenron because like it's just there's so many other leaders like better linking teams and stuff. I've noticed that many people usually are not the biggest fans of teams that have like one of the leaders off rotation. Like I feel like people, and also they really love running teams that are like the fusions, right? Everyone loves running the fusion team because he had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as leader for so long. Everyone loves, you know, running Super Int, the Majin Buu Saga, the Potara category team. Like, you'll always see those leaders, but people a lot of times don't really put that much respect on the villains. The other reason is Akatsuki, they release just an endless parade of Saiyans, like completely buffing all of these categories and all of these super types, but they just don't release enough villains. I think what Akatsuki needs to do and what they need to learn to do is when they release a villain card, they need to make it like fucking stupid busted. That's what they have to do. I'm talking monstrous OP broken. That is exactly what they need to do, because then people are going to go, oh my god, you know, that new AGL Turles is the best fucking unit in the game. I kind of need to go summon for him right now. And that's the type of shit that's going to happen. So, I mean, will they eventually do shit like that? Like, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah, I am really, really hoping that AGL Turles, again, is stupid broken OP. Because then a lot of people will summon for him, and then a lot of people will be running like a villain card and a unit that is not, well, I was going to say a unit that's not just another Saiyan, even though Turles is most definitely still just another Saiyan. It's just he's a villain rather than a hero. I'm actually going to keep Omega at the end there because I want to slide him onto a rotation, obviously with SYN Shenron, so they can both kind of get their maximum potential be brought out. I would prefer, like, I would love to run more villain cards, but it's just you never really get the chance. Like, even Extreme Physical here is still probably one of the most powerful teams in the game, honestly. Like, you know, if you have a max power Extreme Physical team rolling with a Rainbow Cooler, Rainbow Omega Shenron, like, you're just gonna be tearing ass up. Like, these fuckers in all these stages, they're not gonna stand a fucking chance because you're never gonna be able to take damage. Gonna be completely immune to damage unless you get super attack. I mean, don't forget that Physical Full Power Frieza is very likely to be getting an Extreme Z Awaken sooner rather than later. So that's really gonna bring, you know, build this team up a lot more as well. Notice the damage from Sin was pretty low there, but again, we are waiting for him to get linked up with Omega to where, you know, they bring out that ridiculous power from each other. That's when this team will be just absolutely tearing through. Probably leave like Cooler and Frieza as a rotation, and then Sin and Omega, and you know, at that point you're able to really cruise. I really am a big fan of this Baba Shop Nappa, obviously because I do not have the physical 40% Super Buu. As much as I wish I did have him, obviously, because he would be a fantastic unit to run, not only on Extreme Physical, but also for Super Battle Road, because one, he has great links, two, he also does heal on Super Attack, which is so good. And like, any little bit of healing is monstrous in Super Battle Road, especially with a team like Extreme Physical, which doesn't have like your, you know, beastie tanks that have damage mitigation. You just have a bunch of units that rely on high defense. So any little healing will always be very useful. Now, Sin actually has a lot more defense than Physical Broly here, so I feel very comfortable putting him in the forefront of things. Obviously, we're fighting Super Saiyan 3 Broly. He is going to be a pretty tough opponent outside of being able to crit him. So, you know, but I think we should be able to handle this just fine. Obviously, Extreme Physical is a beast of a team. And we'll go ahead and give the AGL orbs right there to my Cooler. I would feel a lot more comfortable about my chances in taking that. Yeah, look at that. Almost 1,000,000 attack stat. That is very, very worth it. That's a very good attack stat for what a lot of people would consider a middling unit right there. And then here's my Omega. No dupes, and this man is 1.3 million attack stat. That's crazy. Like, you know, a lot of these Extreme Physical units are ridiculously powerful. They just, you know, don't get a lot of opportunity to shine. And then, of course, there's Cooler just absolutely coming in and bodying. I really do love Extreme Physical. The other problem is nowadays, like, everyone, like, they just want to run the fucking category teams. Like, let's be real. No one wants to run, like, you know, mono physical anymore. I do still see a lot of Super Saiyan 4 Gokus. People have always been, like, absolutely in love with that team. Because that team was a complete game changer when that first released. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm actually gonna, you know, my 6th or 7th sense is telling me to use an Icarus right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't know what that was. It's kind of like, I can't really describe it, but I just got this feeling, and it was like, yo, bitch, use an Icarus. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna pop an Icarus real quick. Ooh, okay. Broly, he is gonna be tanking a little harder than I was anticipating. I thought, like, Cooler would still be able to actually damage this fucker. Frieza with that 1,000,000 attack stat, that's very good. Obviously, yeah, in order to do damage to this bad boy, we are going to need to crit. So this actually may take a little while. Obviously, Super Saiyan 3 Broly, he is weak to the Super Saiyan 3 link, limit-breaking form. So you bring Super Saiyan 3 units, and usually you're going to have a much easier time here. I mean, Raccoon can crit. That's the reason I actually decided to bring him. So let me go ahead and try and get him a super. Let's see. Okay, so we certainly are tanking a lot. Ooh, okay, yeah. So how much damage? This is with an Icarus active. That's one reason we're tanking so much. But how much will this do with an Icarus? 60,000. Okay, so that could definitely touch close to... okay, we go... Oh, SYN! Whoa! Crit for over 1,000,000? Chill! Damn, yeah, but Broly, he could... Whoa! Okay, yeah. This rotation of Omega and SYN is ridiculously powerful, bro. I feel as though this, you know, running Super Battle Road is definitely gonna be possible with these badasses right here. Okay, bro. Okay. I was concerned. I was like, you know, it's gonna really be a shame if I wasted, like, all of my orbs, like, rainbowing SYN Shenron, and then he sucks. But, like, he crit for over 1,000,000 right there. That's pretty good. He's not gonna crit for over 1,000,000 on Super Battle Road, obviously, but that's still a decent chunk of damage, a decent sized chunk of damage that this man is able to put out. So I'm definitely satisfied. Obviously, though, we will see once we hop into the actual Super Battle Road runs. Certainly I'm concerned. I think there's going to be some luck. Probably going to take me many attempts, but I do think I will be able to get it done. So I appreciate all of y'all stopping by and watching. Oh, it's a new day. Okay. Oh, this will be funny. Y'all can see how I'm nowhere near getting to 1,000 days. So it is going to be a long time until your boy gets to 1,000 Day Goku. Day 277. Well, only 723 days to go. 1,000 Day Goku, here I come.